Thanks for listening to LTG Radio, the Leon Thomas Group Radio Network. It's now time for NRG This Week. NRG stands for Network Referral Group. To learn more about NRG, go to their website, nrg.online. It's now time for another episode of NRG This Week.
Everybody, I'm Leon Thomas here with Mike Weiner. Mike's the president and CEO of Network Referral Group, commonly known as NRG. You're here for another episode of NRG This Week. Hey, Mike, what's happening? How you doing?
I am doing super fabulous, Leon. How are you today?
It changes every week. You're super fabulous. Either way, it's cool. It's cool.
It's
It's
cool.
cool.
It's doubly
It's
cool.
cool.
Everything's
Yes,
double.
and
Yeah.
I am groovy. Yes, indeed I am. So
Awesome.
you're supposed to ask me why I'm feeling so groovy.
Why are you groovy today? I know you're groovy about Thanksgiving and the Ravens winning Monday Night Football, but why are you groovy? Had to
This
get that
af
in.
this afternoon, I got a call from a
Yeah.
parent of a young man that we coach in our racquetball program. This young man's been
Right.
playing racquetball since he was in 5th grade. He's now a high school senior, and we received notification that he has earned acceptance to 3 universities. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. And one of
Wow.
them is offering him $24,000 a year in scholarship.
Wow.
You
You
gotta
got
you
to
gotta
feel good
love
about
that.
that. That's amazing.
Absolutely. So
Wow.
I am loving that. And no one plays racquetball. You ought to come out and check us out. Racquetballrevival.com. That's our website. Learn more about our youth racquetball program in Baltimore. Yeah. So Mike, when are you coming out to play racquetball?
We need to schedule that. I know. We will. I am working out though, so I'm working on weights and physical fitness and trying to get a little bit more limber so that when you and I play on the racquetball court, I'm at least semi-competitive with you, Leon. So I'm working on building up strength. I'm gonna be that Jewish Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm working on it, pumping the iron, getting the biceps, and I'm putting it all together, man. I'm
Right
60, but I
on.
feel like your age, like 35,
Right on. I appreciate that and that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes.
You're doubly
Mike,
welcome.
what's happening new at NRG?
Leon, I'm going to throw a little curveball. What's happening new is we are getting ready to have a State of the Union address from Mike Weiner, the CEO. It's going to be on, looking at my notes here, Friday, December 13th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to take a look ahead what's going on in 2025, Leon. Now you know about the university, where you're going to be helping me produce that. You know all about pinball and people get referrals. You know about when someone joins the referring member, we add them onto their membership. But what you don't know is we are adding a revenue share. So when Joe, the member, refers someone to NRG, they are going to get compensated financially. And if they're a financial planner and they can't accept money, then we will donate it to probably Lori Londine's foundation. But Leon, the membership is going to be $950 at the beginning of the year. Members can now make it back 2 ways. They can make it back through referrals through NRG, which we've had for almost 25 years. They can also make it back through referring members to me that join NRG, whether it's local, national, international. So that's really exciting news. So I'm pumped about that, and that is open to anybody that would even like to take a look at NRG, so they get kind of a sneak peek behind the scene, Leon, and they can make that decision. Maybe they want to join now at the lower fee, 750, and take the tax advantage writing it off this year. If that's not an issue, then they can jump in January and get 2025 jumped off to a great start. But Leon, that's why I'm doubly excited today to look ahead to the future. And we've been listening to the needs of the members, and we've added something out. We may be also having some gifts. I'm going to leave it at that right now, but I'm working on things even more than money, because you and I know people want money, they want recognition, they like travel and gifts and things like that. So we are going to sweeten the pot in 2025 for NRG, and I'm super stoked about that, Leon.
Right on. And when is the date of the climate for NRG? What's the date and time of that again, please?
I appreciate you asking. Friday, December 13th, 4 p.m. Eastern, open to the public. My Zoom number, most of you have it, but just in case, 367-333, and there it is on the screen, 9689. So no password. Come out and join us. It's going to go 30 minutes, and then my all my team captains will hang around afterwards and answer questions. So, Leon, it's a great event, and we're going to get 2025. It's going to be a huge year. I'm manifesting greatness and abundance. People think that there's not enough for them, and you're going to hear from our guest here soon. She understands servitude and abundance really well.
Right on. Well, thank you, Mike, for that information. Look forward to everyone being there on the 13th. If you want to learn more about Network Referral Group, go to their website. That's nrg.online, nrg.online. You can reach Mike directly via email. His email address is mike@networkreferralgroup.com, or you can call or text him at 443-756-9656, repeating the number 443-756-9656. So, Mike, we have another outstanding guest today. Tell us some about our guest.
So I tell you what, Leon, her name is Sarah Chan. She's from New Jersey, but living in Florida now. And she was referred. We had Shisu on here a couple of weeks ago. Shisu has referred probably more members than anyone, and she and I talked about coming up with a really good referral program. But Sarah is amazing. I blew her phone up with 23 referrals, Leon. She is doing a great job. She'll tell you her 750 ROI. She ROI'd it in a very quick time, and I'm going to let her tell you how fast that was. But she definitely understands abundance. She's meeting with the members or referrals from the members to other clients, and she's helping a lot of people in a lot of great ways. And I'm super proud of her. And she's a younger member, but she's got the maturity way beyond her years, and she's got a lot of bubbly energy to her. And excited to bring her in the Studio 54. You know why I use that, land? Because that was the big place in New York with disco when Madonna started. So let's bring Sarah out in the Studio 54 NRG this week. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Hi, Sarah.
Absolutely.
Good to have you with us. Mike said you're from New Jersey.
I am, yeah.
Where at? What part of
Monmouth
Jersey?
County, Howell to be specific.
And where is that in Jersey? Kind of direct me to where that
I
is.
think that's like 20 minutes from Belmar Beach.
Okay.
Easily. I used to go watch the sunrise in Belmar Beach, honestly, on the Manasquan Inlet.
Okay, right on, right on. I've been to Jersey. Yeah, when I
Jersey's
was
a
in the
fun place. It was fun growing up in Jersey because, like, during the summer you can go on the boardwalk, go get an ice cream, spend a lot of time with your family during the summer. It was a great, safe area to grow up in. Very suburban. I don't have as many friends anymore from that realm of where I used to live, but I do stick in touch with two of them that I was a bridesmaid in one of her weddings, and then the other one, I'm sure she's going to be getting married soon. So we'll revisit that topic when she gets married, but she's doing extremely well as well. So.
Right on. Mike said you're having some outstanding success with NRG. Tell us what you do.
So I specialize in copywriting. So copywriting is just another form of saying I write content for companies. That can be in the range of anywhere between email marketing campaigns, websites, SEO. And then on the social media side, I do caption writing, ads, reels, scripts, stuff like that. So a combination of multitude of writing services for companies that will benefit them in growing their companies through sales.
Don, and how did you get started in this?
I joined a program called The Real World. It's made by Andrew Tate. And inside the real world, you will see thousands upon thousands of kids like me that join, and they are making money at an expedited rate faster than any four-year degree or university can give you. Um, Inside the copywriting campus, they give you the tools that you need to be able to start your own either agency or be a freelancer. I decided to go the agency route to have employees under me. That way I can outsource and scale faster. But some of these young kids are making anywhere between 10 to like $50,000 a month alone. If you got 16-year-olds doing this. So it's an amazing program. I highly recommend anybody check that program out made by Andrew Tate. He definitely helped me escape the matrix of working the 9 to 5 life.
Okay. So let's take a company. You say that you help them with social media. Tell me some things that you do. So let's say that I had a company and I'm an NRG member, in fact, and I call you and say, I hear you're doing some work for some others. Give me some specifics. What are you going to do for me that, number one, I can't do for myself? Or secondly, why should I get you to do it instead of someone else? Go ahead, sell it.
Fantastic question. So, for example, this client of mine is not from NRG. However, I did meet him in Miami when I was living there. I actually met him at a BNI chapter in the local BNI chapter that I was living in. And said client needed a lot of help with social media, not very savvy. First of all, I started working on his website. He needed some very basic, edits to his website. Did that for him. And then I believe he contracted me to help him with his LinkedIn. He didn't have a LinkedIn at all. And this guy's a lawyer. So I said, I'm like, well, you own your own law firm. You need to have a LinkedIn. That way people can find you. Did all of his LinkedIn. And then he finally took the step that he needed to do social media. So on the side of what I do for him now, I'm actually creating custom scripts for reels to post on Instagram and on LinkedIn as well. So doing that for him right now. Another client I have who is actually in NRG right now. Actually, she is a growth and development coach, and I'm writing custom content for her too. I actually have to start writing her email marketing campaigns tonight, actually.
Mhm. And so, what's the benefit of that? So let's say that a company has a properly worded LinkedIn page that looks good. So what? What is that going to do for that company? Why
Is
should
it
they take
SEO
a look at
compliant
that?
is my question, right? So
So,
when I look at a LinkedIn profile, I look for the skills, I look for very keywords. With Sasha, for example, who I just signed Sasha as a client, who is also another member of NRG, she has entrepreneur in her actual sub description of her profile. That's not going
mhm,
to work well with the actual algorithm because I actually explained it to her like this. It's like when people look you up on LinkedIn, CEO, that's what they're going to look in. They're not going to look in to say you're an entrepreneur. No, they don't care. Okay. They care about founder and CEO. What do you do? Now, you can have it as I'm proficient in financial services, which is what Sasha does. However, if you have CEO and founder in the actual subtitle of what you do, that helps the algorithm now read you as you're more desirable. And the more connections that you actually do have on LinkedIn, that's going to also push you above everybody else. That's how the algorithm works. And
mhm,
that's why if you go and try to do this on your own without even knowing that piece of information, you're going to fail every single time because you're not taking the time out to read how the algorithm works. A lot of this is visually just understanding how everything works is what I do is I
mhm,
study how the algorithm actually works. On Instagram, for example, what is the most popular thing that is on Instagram for businesses right now? Reels, right? But specifically reels with actual moving captions. Why? because the captions are being scanned by the AI algorithm that's within Meta, which is Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. It's being scanned. So then it also pushes you for SEO to get the desired audience that you want. For example, with the client who's a real estate property attorney, right? Guess what? His target is first-time home buyers, where they all live, Instagram. But the reason why that he will do well is because when I designed his script, I had keywords in there that will help push him in the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot
And,
get AI to do this, because AI, if you don't tell AI keywords or you know what exactly to type into the actual prompt, it will not come out the right way. You could do it 50 times and still won't come out the right way. You have to understand how to use ChatGPT or AI to your advantage. For certain things, I will use AI, such as research material, right? I don't know everything about real estate for the specific client, but guess what? I'll type it into ChatGPT and I'll use it as a research tool to start drafting content. That way
one
I
more.
understand what the keywords are, and then I'll be like, okay, well, this has to be included with this. Let me break it down into language that's understandable. Because then if you have a real estate attorney writing this, they're going to understand it only at the professional level that they are. But guess what? Everybody reads basically at a 5th grade level, and everybody understands things at a 5th grade level. So if you dumb it down, that's going to make you more marketable alone on yourself too.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Sounds like you're very well educated in this, and looking forward to learning more about what you do, and you sharing your expertise here is much appreciated. One more conversation piece before we take our first break. One of the things that I hear a lot of folks that have social media, be it LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, they brag about the number of followers they have or the number of connections they have. I have 30,000, 50,000, 80,000, whatever that number is. And my response to them is, so what? If you're not saying anything, it doesn't matter. And secondly, even if you are saying, are you saying something that someone's going to care about? Because the way I understood it is not all 80,000 of those followers are going to read everything that you say. Why should anyone have social media at all is my question to you. I want to hear from the expert in it. Why should someone have social media?
When's the last time you saw a billboard?
I saw one this morning.
Okay. How many billboards are located in your local area right now? Because I can
I
tell you
can't.
there's only 3 in my area that I've seen, and I drive
Well,
almost every single day. And
yeah,
that's
I
my
see them quite often for my area. I see them quite often.
okay, that's going to go away within the next 5 years. A lot of even, periodicals that are being written by copywriters, they're going to go away. You see the migration of a lot of um, newspapers to now they're making subscription services for their
Hmm.
newspapers, like the Washington
Hmm.
Times, the New York
Yeah,
Times.
yeah,
It has subscription
yeah.
services. Guess
Right.
what? These billboards, these actual paper copies of these newsletters, guess what? They're not going to be existing anymore.
Uh-huh.
No one
Okay.
sends out an informational card in the news in the mail anymore. Not
Hmm.
really. Okay.
Right.
It's easier and it's cheaper, and you have the legit ability to make a company literally go viral on social media without even really trying. If you understand how things work on social media and you take the time out to study it, guess what? Your company will go viral as long as you understand what you're doing. And a lot of
Hmm.
people don't. And that's why I do what I do. Right.
Right on.
So I mean, like the whole portion of the social media marketing, even like if you really looked at it, a lot of people have stayed away from doing ads now. One, because they've gotten so expensive, and two, they
Hmm.
realize, well, I'm not getting the type of attention that I should be getting.
Yeah.
They're right. If you have the CEO talking about what they do or how they can potentially help their clients in a reel, guess what? That adds the personality and the trusting factor to people versus just some stationary ad that's floating around on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And not only that, LinkedIn is super expensive too. It's the most expensive platform to use ads on, by the way. So
Uh-huh.
if you have the ability to launch a real ad, right? With the actual person talking or the SDR, and they're talking about what you do, how they can help your company, and you actually have captions in it, I can almost guarantee you every single time someone's going to click on that ad.
Mhm. Right on. See, you're breaking it down in ways that others haven't been able to, Sarah,
But that's
right?
the problem with most
But
people, and that's what
you're
I'm
breaking it
saying.
down. And here's the thing, folks, and I'm talking not only with what you do, but many products and services. Tell me what you do, break it down, give me some education, and the professional can't do it, doesn't do it, refuses to do it. You have taken the time to say, "Let me show you." I so appreciate that.
Well, that's because they
Yes.
don't understand how to provide value.
Yeah.
You think you can go out there and just say, "Oh, I do this," right? Which is a lot of what a lot of people do, right? I used to
Uh-huh.
when I first got my start in sales, I didn't understand this, but then as I grew in my experience and who I've talked to throughout the years, then I understood it. Like if you explain why something is the way it is, people find value in that, and they actually appreciate the time that you take out of your day to make sure they understand said product, right? Back in the day, I was working at Saks Fifth Avenue, actually. I got hired with no luxury sales experience. Guess what? As long as someone explains to me why this brand is better than this brand, I'm going to be able to sell this brand a hell of a lot more and fall in love with this
Mhm.
brand over this brand,
Yeah.
right? Because I have
Yeah.
a quota to me at the end of the month, right? Okay, well, if you break it down to your prospective client why they should buy this over this price, they're going to understand that and they're going to appreciate your time a lot more.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I once had a job working in a high-end luggage store, and on my first day there, a representative from Delsey, Delsey, Delsey Luggage was there. And he took a hard-sided Delsey case called the Delsey Club. He took it off the shelf, he threw it. Then he said to me, and at the time, 6'2", 260 pounds, he said, jump on it. And I went on and went once. And he goes, no, jump on it. Try to break it by jumping on it. And the thing would not break. And he says, this is what you need to do every day when you sell this luggage. It is the best luggage made. Guess what? I made crazy amount of money selling luggage because people would come in and they go, hey, I want luggage. I go, really, watch this. Take it off the shelf, throw it. Kapoosh! Jumpy, 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 jumpy. Then I'd say, let me show you how it's made. Let me show you all the how perfect this piece is. How many you want? And they were flying. They were flying. They were flying because someone took the time to tell me the value in that piece of luggage. This is good stuff. Mike, we're not even going to midpoint today. We're not even going to have commercials today. There is commercial today. We're not even going to have ads run by our students. We can show those in some other time. Here's what we're going to do, Mike, Sarah. Mike's going to talk with you now. Mike's going to ask you some things, Mike, that don't talk about sports. We're not
We
allowed to
won't.
talk about sports
We will
here
not
on
talk sports.
NRG this week. Sarah, Mike's going to talk with you for a bit. I'll be back shortly. Thanks for being here on NRG
I
this week.
appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right, so appreciate you, Leon. So Sarah, let me ask you this, and I got about 4 or 5 questions I want to go through, so I'm gonna ask you to do it. Try and do it in about 2 minutes for each question, each answer, so I can jump to the next one. You're talking some great stuff. I love it. The algorithms and things like that. Give us a success story without mentioning their name of what you've been able to do with one of your clients. I want the people that are watching this, Sarah. Now, this goes on the NRG YouTube channel that Leon set up, so someone could see this in a day, a week, a month, 5 years from now. Give us, it can be ROI, it can be just doubling business. Give us a benefit of a client that worked with you. What were they able to reap? Whether it was 500% growth, double their business. Take 2 or 3 minutes, and I got a bunch of questions I'm gonna fire at you because you answered Leon's beautifully. But take about 2 minutes and give us an example of what that looks like. How were you able to help the client benefit?
Absolutely. So this was my first client ever I signed to my agency. Okay. So this person came not from another networking group, not from this is my own client that I found through Facebook, which I can also get into in the future. And this person came to me and said, I can't get anybody to open my emails. I was like, okay, well, let me take a look at some of the last emails that you have sent. And then I realized the major issue was not the email itself, it was the actual subject line in the inbox. And I realized that, like, if you have that description changed and rewritten to like make it impulsive to make them like feel like if I don't open this, I'm going to miss out type stuff. Guess what? You're gonna get a lot more bookings for massages versus anything else. In 24 hours from the click rate alone, I had 30 people open that email within the 73
Wow,
contacts that she had.
that's
And I had
amazing.
3
That's
people
awesome.
book appointments.
That's
Not from
awesome.
the design element. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the best developer in design. I'm not. Go hire graphic artists for this. But when it comes to the actual content that's written for this email, guess what? 30 people in 72 hours? Come on, bro.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Let me ask you this. We do this thing at all the meetings called pinball, power partners,
Yep.
industries, named accounts. What are some of the industries that you seem to really excel at? Give us 4 or 5 industries, and then I'm going to ask you a totally diametric question to that. But what are some of the industries you have actually helped out? Maybe even since you joined NRG, because I know you're crushing it with right now. But what are
Yeah,
some
so
good
in some of the
industries?
industries I love working with, the top one would be fitness because I've been lifting for 6 years. I definitely know what I'm talking about when it comes to going to the gym and working out and not using a lot of supplements to get the results that you want. Um, I found that the supplement industry is highly overly saturated with a lot of misinformation, and I've done my due diligence to help people try to educate their audiences through actual writing. So I love talking about fitness. It's like one of my biggest passions in life. Health too is another greatest passion that goes hand in hand. Law, I love law. If I had to probably do my college degree over again, I'd probably be a lawyer. I love to argue. Um, coaches that are trying to improve people's lives. I love working with coaches. Um, I love working with people that are in real estate, so also in construction too. One of my clients this morning was talking to me about coming in for a meeting on Friday after Turkey Day. So I have a meeting with him. So construction is a big thing too. I like working with people that in general, they like helping people, right? Sarasota got hit this past year with massive hurricanes. So real estate is booming down here, and there's a lot of things that need to get fixed. So I do like working with people that see value and just need the help. And they're very coachable. I like working with people that are coachable and that
That's
will
awesome.
be quiet and
Awesome.
listen.
Love it. What are thank you for that. What are some industries you haven't ever worked with, or maybe very little that you could hit a home run for them? What are maybe
Oh,
2 or 3
fashion
of
for
those?
sure. I had a meeting with Nina
Fashion.
the other day, and I actually, like I said, I was talking to Nina for like about at least 45 minutes. I was talking to her. I was like
Wow.
talking about my own experience working for Saks, and further down the line, that's another business I want to start that's directly in fashion.
Yeah.
Um, and fashion is super cool because it's an artistic way of showing personality through clothing. So
Wow.
fashion
And
is super.
and Sarah's talking about a woman named Nina Fountain. She just joined NRG from New Zealand. We have an international group that meets Monday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern. We've got about 4 or 5 countries involved. We're looking to have 10 by next year. Sarah, let me ask you this: you were brought to me by the one and only Shisu, who was on Energy this week. I think about a month ago. You came to a meeting. You and I had. I love your candor. We had a very direct conversation. You said to me, "Give me a week. Give me." I think you said, "Give me 2 weeks."
Something
A
like
week
that. I don't
later,
know exactly what I
yeah,
said.
yeah. A week later, we were texting. You're like, "I'm ready to jump in and join," and within days, I want you to tell us how fast did you get the ROI from NRG? Because
4 days,
you're definitely one
96
of our
hours.
success stories.
4 days,
How many?
96 hours.
4 days. 96. I don't think it was even 96
I don't even
hours.
think it was that
It was
quick either. I think it was like 87 hours to be precise, but yes.
87 hours, 15 minutes, and 32 seconds. How's that?
Yeah,
So,
something like that, right?
you know what? You know I like to have fun. I run 36 of these a week, so very awesome. So I want you to give your NRG testimonial because there's a lot of people, Sarah, that two things. They've either been to a networking group, not had a good experience, or a leads group. You know, we're a professional networking organization, been doing this almost 25 years. What would you say to someone they've either been to another organization, we won't mention any names, or they're brand new out of high school or college and they want to join? You know, we've got all these new things coming out for the new year, but what would your testimonial for NRG be? Because I'm super proud of the work you're doing. I have you do testimonials when new members jump on, and you've been amazing with that. So I'm going to let you take 2-3 minutes and give your testimonial for NRG because you do a
Sure.
great job.
Thank you, man. Yeah, NRG is unlike any other networking group I've ever been a part of. All right, so I've been to the biggest ones like CIBN, that's ran by Carrie George, a mutual connection with me on LinkedIn. I've been to BNI, the chapter in Miami-Dade County that I did attend to. It's off of Biscayne Boulevard. They meet, I want to say like once a week on Thursdays, like super early in the morning. That's how I found my property attorney. But here's the problem with a lot of these is like they're overcharging for what it is. And they're not giving referrals out off the rip like NRG is. You're getting 23 referrals off the rip when you join. Like Mike will, like, your phone will go ding 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 like every 2 seconds. I can promise you that. And the thing with me is like if someone gives me something, I just do it, right? And like I don't wait for things to happen to me because I know the longer I wait, like that it doesn't come back to me. So like if you're good with like following up with people, and that's all sales is like the follow-up portion, right? You can have a sales call, but then if you don't follow up with that person and they say they're not ready, well, that's a missed opportunity on your part, right? And that's the accountability factor. But getting back to like actually following up with people, they will follow up with you. Everyone's pretty chill in this group and everybody knows what they want and who they're looking for. And they're very direct about it. And that's why I liked a lot of, unlike a lot of other networking groups, they're not very direct about what they want. And that bothers me because I'm a very direct person. So I just felt like, okay, well, I see value in this. I'm like, it's $750. I can afford that. I was like, and you know what? I'm like, I connected with Mike on a higher level. So I'm like, I don't see why I won't join. Like, people in here are super solid people, right? And that's how you get yourself to the next level of business too, by surrounding yourself with people that align with what and who you are as a person.
No, I love it, Sarah. You know, Sarah, I've been doing this a long time. I've run 25,000 Zooms since COVID. It's been about 56 months now. I've ran a couple 100,000 meetings through Maryland, Virginia, and Lee. I'll tell you how we met many, many, many minutes ago, which is about 2.5 decades now. But Sarah, the one thing about you that was very exemplary, I don't know what other word to use, and we won't go through it because of privacy, but you told me your financial goals. You laid it out for me, and you're like, Mike, I want to do blah, 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 blah. And you were very direct. You and I had the most direct conversation. And you're right, we hit at a vibrational level, much higher um, than a lot of people do. And I was able to go, wow, she's motivated, she's sharp, she's direct. There's no bull. You know what? I won't use the word here. There's no bull in her. There's a very conscientious, educated, motivated woman, and that's you, Sarah. And I thought you and I hit it off right away. And it's turned into a great friendship. We talk a couple times during the week, and you know what? There's people have been with me years that haven't been on NRG this week. I hand selected you, and I was like, I really want to have you on the show. And I appreciate. I know you're appreciative of being here, and Lee and I are appreciative as well. One last question. I appreciate all that. Give you 2 more minutes, 2-3 minutes. What have I, and I love this question. This is a new one I just developed last week. What have I not asked you that you would like to tell viewers? Maybe there's something that you do you haven't talked about. Maybe there's something you want to reiterate, and that's fine. take 2-3 minutes, and we'll wrap with that, and then we'll bring Leon back. But what would you like to tell the viewers about you, or even you're very charismatic as well. I'll say that for you. But give us 2-3 minutes on you. Something about you.
I would say that you were bringing it up to me. I think we had a private discussion along the lines that people take like, I don't know, like 4 or 6 months to see their ROI. And I was like, I don't know how that's possible, because I'm like, I'm younger than you and it should take longer for me because I'm nobody, right? You guys are older, established adults in here, and it's taking me a hell of a lot shorter of amount of time to get my ROI. And I'm wondering, and I'm sitting to myself here, like in my parents' house, I'm like, how is that even possible? Because I'm like, I don't understand why you guys can't pick up something that we have iPhones now to just pick up the phone and call people. It's not hard, man. Like, and that's what I'm getting at is like, I don't want to hear that nobody can do this because I'm doing this better and faster than you are. Okay. It's not because I'm younger. It's not because I'm special. It's not because I'm better than you. No, it's called I have the drive. And that's the problem with most people is that they don't have the drive to do a lot of things that they say they're going to do in life. And I'm tired of hearing that, like, oh, I'll get to, building another business after this year. Like, dude, like, do it now. And that's the thing. And like inside the real world, like Andrew Tate even says this, like, if you don't do this now, enjoy working for somebody for the next 50 years because your opportunity is now. Technology is advancing hell of a lot faster than anything else in the world right now, and especially with the integration with AI and a lot of software. So if you can't do this, you're not going to. And that's what I have to tell everybody out there, regardless of whether or not you're an NRG member or you're outside of NRG. If you're going to do something, say you're going to do something, you better do it.
Sarah,
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude here, but like,
no. What you're talking about is accountability, and you've used a quote from Nike twice. Do it now. Just do it. Get it done. And the university is going to have an area because we do have a lot of people in this country that are, they feel entitled or like things should be handed to them. And I think there's one word for you that really hit me. You're conscientious. You care. You give a lick. You want to help
the
people.
only reason
You want to
why
serve
I don't
people.
feel as if anything should be handed to me is because when my parents came to this country, they had nothing.
Well, we appreciate you here. I am going to turn it back to Leon Thomas here in Studio 54, NRG this week. Leon and Mike interviewing Sarah. And Sarah, I love your charisma. You motivate me. And you know what? We need more people like you. And age doesn't matter. So appreciate you being here. Leon, going to throw the baton, throw the racquetball back to you, my friend.
Right on, right on. Studio 54. I'll do my Tom Willis dance for Studio 54. Sarah, what's your email address? I want to make sure everyone hears it and sees it. What's your email address, please?
srqcopywriting@gmail.com.
srqcopywriting@gmail.com. That's how you get in touch with Sarah. You want to get in touch with her to help improve your company's, what do we call it there? Positioning on social media, the way things look,
just content in general.
content,
I say that in
right?
general, just content in general.
You want to get in touch with her. Sarah, we're not supposed to talk sports here, so we won't. I'll just ask you this. Do you have a favorite team?
New York Rangers.
No, it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
Yes, of course. New York Rangers all day.
Oh, no, tell me what the team is. Now we're going to talk sports and people are going to be mad at us.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm from the Northeast. I used to have box tickets to the New York Rangers. Like, I mean, like they're the best hockey team out there. There is nothing like sitting in Madison Square Garden and watching your boys play. Seriously.
And I know nothing about hockey. Sarah, I went to one hockey thing back in my teens, and they said there'd be a fight. There wasn't even one fight. I never went back to a hockey game.
No, you went to the wrong game, man. You went to the wrong game.
I thought the Rangers were the state police. They're not the state police in New York?
I think you want to talk about like National Park Rangers, or
Yeah, that's what I thought the New York Rangers were. They patrolled the national parks in New York. That's not what they do.
Man. They play at Madison Square Garden.
That's the Knicks that play at Madison Square Garden.
The Knicks play at Madison Square Garden. The Brooklyn Forget
Brooklyn
not the
Dodgers? That's
Knicks,
an old one.
The Brooklyn Dodgers, they're in Los Angeles.
not the Brooklyn Dodgers. There's another new basketball team that's in New York City that plays in Brooklyn too. It's the
You
well, I
mean the
think
one that you mean the team that Jarrett Dorm used to play for?
no, what is it, man?
Did Jarrett Dorm play for that team?
Islanders. I got my dad when my dad was back in the
Julius
day working on Wall Street. My dad got into hockey because a lot of his colleagues used to go to hockey games. The company, I'm pretty sure the company would pay for it actually. And then he got into hockey. He took me to my first hockey game when I was 7. I didn't understand anything about the sport, but I thought it was super dope. I've actually met quite a few of the old players because I used to be able to get into the Delta Sky Club, and their locker room entrance is inside the Delta Sky Club. So I've met a couple of the players, and they're like super cool. And they're really tall. They're like 6'2", 6'4".
All right. Well, Mike and I are still trying to figure out this hockey thing, so you can tell us after the show more about that because we know baseball, we know football, this hockey, and we know racquetball too.
Hockey's entertaining.
No hockey.
This
No
hockey thing,
hockey.
me
Hockey's
no hockey
entertaining.
neither. Me no hockey, but me no
Exactly.
Sarah, and Sarah's no cool. She is really cool. She is groovy, and you want to get in touch with Sarah, folks. Sarah, thanks for being with us
Thank you for having
today
me, gentlemen.
on
Thank you, Sarah.
NRG this week. Hey, Mike, another great guest here. And Sarah, listen, folks, she
Absolutely.
knows her stuff. You got to get in contact with Sarah. That's all I'm saying. Get in touch with her. Contact information has been displayed. Mike, it's time for us to roll out. I'll just give you a quick sports related question, Mike. Ravens this week against Philadelphia, will they win?
You know what? I did not think
What
they
is
were going
up
to
with
win
the
with the Chargers.
long-winded answers from you
All
two
right,
today? It's
all
a
right. You
simple
ready? You ready?
question.
You
Will they
ready? You
win? You're
ready?
about to go into the whole analytical thing. Go ahead, Mike. Whatever you got, buddy. Go
All right,
ahead. Go
all
ahead.
right.
Go
Leon,
ahead.
we've known each other two
Go
and a half
ahead.
minutes,
Go
25
ahead.
years.
Yeah, no. Go
Ravens
ahead.
49, Eagles 45.
I'm going Eagles
I tell you,
10.
we look good against
Eagles
the
10,
Chargers.
Ravens 7. Eagles 10, Ravens 7.
Oh my God, you always pick against the Ravens. What am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with him, Sarah? He always picks against the local home team.
I don't know. That's a battle for you two, gentlemen. I
He's
watch
not
football personally. I can't
Sarah.
even talk
He's
about
not
that.
manifesting greatness. What am I going to do with him?
Gotta fix your
Folks,
attitude, my boy.
folks, we gotta go. Gotta go. If you want to learn more about Network Referral Group, contact Mike. That's him. Go to nrg.online or you can email Mike at networkreferralgroup.com. You can give him a phone call or a text at 443-756-9656. Mike, happy Thanksgiving. Sarah, happy
Happy Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving to you.
both of
And
you.
we'll see everyone next week right here on NRG this week. Take care.